Here we are with Victor Conte, a famed nutritionist who's been working with Donaire, Berto, and you name it as far as the West Coast fighters as of recently. Victor, thanks for joining us. First question I have is, I know that Nonito's been holding camp in Las Vegas. Berto's been holding camp in Los Angeles. It's been your stated rule that you don't go out to work with fighters, but tell me how you've been able to still work with these two fighters for their respective camps.
Well, specifically in Nonito's case, as you know, I've helped him prepare for the 4 previous fights. He's a smart guy. He knows what the methods and protocols are. He's got a hypoxicator there in Las Vegas. He's got his own resistance bands, the type of training that he does with Remy. He had taken a couple of trips to the Philippines and Japan, so and they originally thought he was going to fight on the 3rd of March, and then they rescheduled it for the 4th of February, so time was short. So he did hold his camp there in Las Vegas. I hear nothing but good things. So we'll have to see how it works out on fight night, but my understanding is he has been in compliance with all the nutritional supplements and various protocols.
Has he? Do you know what he's walking around at right now, weight-wise?
He says in the 127 range, so that's much lighter than before. Regarding Berto, yes, he's down in Los Angeles and has been training at the 10 Goose Gym, and I did go down there this last week.
Over there with Ricky Funes and Jorge
yes,
Diaz and Joe Goose.
And I went to Andre's home and chatted with him there, and went and watched him spar, and then had another meeting with him after the sparring, and well, he's got some monster sparring partners down there, Fernando Guerrero, and there's this new kid that he brought in. His name is Turiano Johnson. His last fight was at 168, but he was weighing about 175. This guy is vicious this guy is, I think, more vicious than vicious Victor Ortiz. He's 5-0 as a pro with 5 knockouts. He's an up-and-coming guy that fought at the Beijing Olympics in 2008, but he's lived for 8 years in Cuba and has somewhere between 200 and 300 amateur fights. Real up-and-comer. So I saw some great sparring down there. Tony Morgan has brought in some really good sparring partners, and Andre looks very good. So it's just it is what it is. As you I saw wrote in an article on Comcast recently that I'm now helping Marlene Esparza. She's a 6-time U.S. champion, female boxer, great girl. I love working with her and her trainer, Rudy Silva. And of course, she's preparing to go fight at the Olympic trials, which will be in about a month up in Spokane, Washington.
Right, and this is going to be the first time that women's boxing is going to be an Olympic medal sport. So
that's correct, and she's going to get a lot of media coverage. She's already been profiled by Soledad O'Brien on CNN.
I did a piece interviewing Soledad about Marlene for Boxing Scene. So
she's got some endorsement contracts with Coca-Cola and Nike and CoverGirl and so on. So, and I know she's filming a national television commercial in a couple of weeks down in Los Angeles. Very, very positive mindset, very determined. As you know, we brought her in here to do some sparring.
Is there anything specific you see in her that you'd like for her to improve on, whether it's her power, speed, obviously everything, but is there something that you've been able to single out
she's
that
got
she
the
needs?
whole package. She really does. I mean, the night of sparring, I was really impressed with not only her movement and her speed and her volume of punches, but the girl's got power too. Now that's an area that I'm trying to help her with, but she just is a tremendously talented fighter and has a great mindset, and I expect her to go very far.
Well, back to Nonito and Andre, what is Andre walking around at weight-wise? And
his weight is down too. He's probably 157 now. And
what can you say as far as, now this is camp number 2 with him, so he's a lot more familiar with your protocols and things that...
I think he's far more focused. He shut down his Twitter account, as you know. I like what I see regarding his mindset. He seems very relaxed, very confident. He knows that he will be much more prepared for this fight than the other. I like everything that I saw at training camp down in Los Angeles this last week.
Now with Nonito, this is a public workout. He's not going to be sparring today specifically. He has been sparring bigger guys, moving up in weight. Have you been able to see any of the sparring sessions via film?
No, they don't allow him. He's here with
Right.
Morris East today. He'll be doing some mitt work and
Right.
But I have all the confidence in the world in Nonito. He's a very sharp guy and a very gifted and talented guy.
With that said, is there anything from a light workout like this that you can pull as far as observing things that you want to see out of him, endurance-wise, maybe when he starts?
We'll see shortly once he starts working with the mitts, But I've got a lot of confidence in him. He knows what to do. Nonito's, not only comprehends everything that he learns, but he can articulate it and he can teach other people, and that's what's important is that he absorbs it and he knows it and he lives it, and so I hear nothing but good things. He came in at a much reduced weight last fight, as you know, he got to camp in 145. Right. I mean, this time he's got a jump on it, and
how do you know what he came in when he started camp? What he came in at?
Well, because this has been all over the internet. It's not anything that was told specifically to me, but I know he was at least 10 pounds less than he was last time. Okay. Last fight.
Last question. Give us an update on Vada.
Vada is conducting the testing. In fact, they were there on one of the days that Showtime Fight 360 was filming, so I expect
for the Berto Ortiz rematch
fight,
to clarify.
They did go to 10 Goosen, and so we should see that. And I know they're being routinely tested, both blood and urine. And so far so good. I have great expectations. I talked with Margaret Goodman this morning. They had a meeting with the scientific director, Rodrigo Aguilera, and Flip Homansky, and the attorney Ryan Connolly there in Vegas. She called me after the meeting, and she's very excited. Things are going well. It's a great blend of people. I'm so glad that they're doing this carbon isotope ratio testing as a part of a screen test. And not just as a follow-up confirmatory test. This is historic. No anti-doping agency in the world has done this before, so it is something that's new. And Rodrigo's one of the guys that helped to develop this test, and he's an expert. He was called to testify in the Floyd Landis case about carbon isotope ratio testing. So Vada's bringing a very effective test. As you know, there's nothing that's foolproof, but it will be very effective, and things have been going smoothly. And I know from Andre's standpoint, he's really glad that he is being randomly drug tested, and so that increases, I would say, both fighters' confidence that there will be more of a level playing field for this fight. May have been level last time, but I think we've got a greater degree of confidence that this fight will be more of a level playing field.
Thank you very much, Victor. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for talking to me.